Hyde-Smith.
Thank you, Chair Murray and Ranking Member Kennedy, and thank you to our witnesses for being here today. We have a short period of time to ask questions, but Secretary Connor and General Spellman, I want to cover 3 topics, if I can, during this questioning time or the next round. Arcabutla Dam and the Yazoo Backwater Area Project, which I really appreciate everybody's work on that. And then if we could get to some more Mississippi River tributaries questions. But Arcabutla Dam for Secretary Connor and General Spellman. As you know, Arcabutla Lake is an authorized Mississippi River and Tributaries Flood Control Project in northwest Mississippi, Tate and DeSoto counties, that was completed in 1943. But the lake encompasses about 57,000 acres and provides flood protection for more than 19,000 Mississippians. A depression was found near the base of the dam last year, igniting major concerns if left untreated. A Corps risk assessment summary stated that if Arcabutla Dam breached or failed, floodwaters would be deep and swift enough to damage and destroy homes, buildings, roads, bridges, and power and water supplies, and in their words, even cause loss of life. I understand the Corps is taking a deep look at the problem, but also that the lake would need to be lowered enough for the engineers to make assessment, which means releasing more water into the Coldwater River, potentially more than ever before, and flooding tens of thousands of acres of farmland. And this could be a multi-year, multi-million-dollar endeavor. My questions for you are, will you prioritize addressing this problem as quickly as possible? Farmers alone have already invested hundreds of millions of dollars putting crops in the ground this year, which would be wiped away with a bad turn of events. Should the White House submit any type of emergency supplemental appropriations request to Congress in the near future before the Arcabutla Dam issue is resolved, would you commit to ensuring this project is part of the conversation? If you ask folks who live in that area, they would certainly tell you this is a high-risk emergency scenario.
Senator, I would tell you public safety is our #1 priority. So the Vicksburg District, they're currently implementing what we call interim risk reduction measures. You've described some of them. To take the pressure off of the dam, yes, lowering the lake level. We're also installing additional relief wells. We're increasing surveillance, both with tools and with human eyes, and we'll continue our active communications with the community. Simultaneously with these risk reduction measures, we're also in design looking at, we call it a dam safety modification study. What is the long-term fix? So I'll know more on cost and to inform a supplemental discussion as we advance in the dam safety modification study.
Senator Hyde-Smith, I would just add that with respect, I know there's other discussions going on about disaster supplemental, emergency supplemental. We will be very prepared to participate in those discussions based on needs, risk, and ongoing expenditures that we have to deal with emergencies.
Thank you, because it is critical for my state and certainly that area right now. And question 2 is about the Yazoo Backwater Area projects that we have spent many, many, many hours on, and the status of the environmental review. And again, I am so grateful to everyone at the Corps who's been involved in addressing this flood affecting the Yazoo Backwater area. And a solution to this problem is long overdue. I mean, we're talking decades here. But I understand the following, and please correct me if I'm wrong. The Corps last year signed a memorandum of collaboration with EPA and other supporting federal agencies to address the flood risk in this area. A new preferred alternative has been proposed, agreed upon by all federal partners, supported by local interest, and a draft supplemental environmental impact study is expected in the near future, and the goal for a final EIS to be published this fall, and God willing, a record of decision to be signed. My questions for you, are we still on track, and do you agree that the people trying to live, raise families, put food on the table, and do business in the Yazoo Backwater area have the right to this federally authorized flood protection? And would you agree that pumping stations are not a new concept?
Senator, As you know, 'cause I've been out there with with you, and I've been out there a total 4 or 5 times, I believe, working on this issue. So with respect to the information you provided, yes, I think it was 2022 when we signed our memorandum of collaboration, EPA, including Fish and Wildlife Service. So federal agencies are working in alignment on this, which hasn't always been the case. Two, we have a new water management proposal, including pumps, how we operate those pumps, adaptive management, and in non-structural measures that we're putting together as part of the environmental impact statement process. So we are on track to move forward with the draft EIS, hopefully release that in the next 30 to 45 days. Get that on the street and take comment. We expect there'll be a lot of interest in that, but the goal is to, by late fall, end of the calendar year, have this process concluded. So I would agree. You know, I've listened to the stories. We can't replicate the 2019 situation that occurred there. It's very important that we continue to work on this project, and we have backwater pumps in other parts of the Mississippi River where we have completed that work.
Great. Thank you for your answer.